Good day. So I'm one of the stay running coaches, and I'm going to give you a little 30-minute routine today for the anterior frontal part of your body to stretch, a little bit of strengthening for the core, and we'll also be stretching the legs as well. I may have that's my cat, you can hear scratching. I may have a little visitor halfway through. Let's get started. It's just going to take 30 minutes. It's going to work all of your body. Let's take a deep breath in. And we're going to go down on the floor to start with, nice and easy. Okay, we're on all fours. I want you to lengthen your back. So we talk about the tabletop position in Pilates. So what we want is this nice long sort of tabletop shape. That way, when you start to lift up your abdominals, you can really feel that stretch. Dig your toes into the floor and lift up that chest. Push it away from the floor. Lift that chest up and feel your shoulder blades slide together. We tuck the toes under again. We arch the spine. We lift up, creating space between each vertebrae. Tuck the toes under, lift up, and we slide those shoulder blades back as we lift that chest. And we'll do that again. Tuck the toes under. We're just getting the back warmed up. A really high arch under here. Tuck the toes under again. Lift up and stretch away from the floor. Lift those shoulder blades and slide them back down your spine. And then come back into a neutral spine or lengthened spine. We're going to start to stretch the feet. You know how passionate I am about the feet. Take the right foot behind. I'm going to move slightly forward. And then press the heel over the toe. You're going to feel it in the calf. Reach it forward. And then push it back again. And then push it back again. Let's change to the other side. Take that foot out. Press the heel over the toes. Lift it back again. Over the toes. We come back again. We bring it back in. Let's do that one more time. Take the leg out. So those of you, I'm sort of always fond about stretching the feet and awakening the feet, because if there is an issue with the running gait or with posture, it's generally feet or hips for me. Take that leg out, stretch into that calf, reach forward, and the second time is going to feel so much better than the first. Bring those knees in. We're going to take the right hand to the head, and I'm going to ask you to press into the floor as we lift up and open the body. Spiral away from the floor. Come back down again. Take a breath in. So we really want to open and rotate the body as much as we can. Come back down. Can we take a longer lever now? Can we reach up all the way up to the ceiling? You're going to find that you've got a greater range of movement if you prepare it as we've done. Slide under. Shoulder comes down to the floor. I'm going to turn a little bit more this way and reach across. And we'll go up one more time. We'll get a good stretch up as high as we can, and then we come back down. Just take your time and then come back up, because what we're looking for on your quiet days or your rest days is increasing and maintaining a range of movement. Hand to the head, push against the hand that's on the floor, and then come back in. So on those quieter days, you can really sort of open out the body, so it's going to help you run a little bit better. Okay, we're going to take that hand down. We're going to take a long arm up and then come back down again. Can we do that again, please? Take that long arm all the way up and reach across the body now. Try and get a sort of internal rotation where the body is coming across, and you're going to feel a stretch right the way through the back. Press into the hand that's on the floor. Pick up your pelvic floor. Reach up again, and we're going to do that one more time. Reach under. Lovely. And then we come back up onto all fours. Now we're going to go into downward dog. Dig your toes into the floor. Lift the hips up. Press into the heels and then on your toes. Press into the heels and then on your toes. And again, don't rush any of this. This is your quiet day or your rest day probably. You want to get that range of movement. Drop the knees halfway and then press back into your heels. Head goes between the arms. Drop the knees as we go forward, and then come back. Head goes between the arms. Take it nice and steady, and I found that when you work the body in one direction, it likes to work in the other. Okay, we're going to start the first of our core exercises. We just drop and we're holding our knees just off the floor. Shoulders are broad and wide, holding it there. Really lift that stomach up to support the spine. And just broaden and keep widening those shoulders. We've got about 4 more counts. We've got 3 more counts. We've got 2 more counts. 1 more count. Push those hips up. Head goes between the arms. Okay, so we're going to come down now onto your knees. Bring the toes together, big toes together, knees apart. And now you're going to sit back and try and get your bottom on your heels as much as you can. If you struggle with that because you've got an issue with the knees, then just put a cushion there. Stretch those arms out as far as you can. Really lengthen forward. Forehead goes onto the floor. Take a couple of deep breaths. Stretch the back. Inhale and exhale. Lots to do today. Come back up. We're going to take a big step forward with that right leg. Big step forward with the right leg. I want you to push those hips forward so you can really feel that stretch through the front of the thigh here. Okay, we're going to just move in and out a couple of times, just wakening the body up. As you come back, keep the heel fixed. You can't see because I've got my cat there, but draw away from the heel. Keep the heel on the floor. And we're just stretching forward and we're just lengthening out. As we pull back, we're hitting the hamstring at the back of the front leg. Now bring in the opposite hand to get a bit of an extension, and then as we go forward, that arm will help you go a little bit further down. Take that arm up, so we're working with longer levers, and again, nice and steady, draw yourself away from that heel. Have we got one more? Lift up, so we're opening out all the front of the chest, and we're stretching the hamstring as we come back. Okay, take a deep breath in. Let's change those legs over to the other side. Inhale, we push the hips forward. We take the legs backwards. We take the legs forward. And we take the legs backwards. Pull away from that foot. Again, anchor that foot down. You really want to push those hips and not stick your bottom out like this. This is a loading on the back. Make sure you tuck your tailbone under. Coming back again. Let's bring the opposite hand in. We reach up, and then we reach back, and then we reach up again, and then we reach back. And again, if this is your quieter rest days, this is when you should be really stretching and opening out and listening to your body. Go down one more time. Okay, we're going to go back onto the hands and knees here. We're going to take a deep breath in, broaden those shoulders. So imagine you've got a triangle with your head and your shoulders. I want you to make those shoulders as wide as you can. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hover those knees off the floor. With the right leg, can you pick it up and can you take it down? Pick it up and take it down. Pick it up and take it down. One more. Lift that stomach up to support the back. Lovely. Press those toes into the floor. Press back into the heels. We'll come back down. We've got the other side to 2. Your head is over the top. It's not back here. I really want you to lengthen the neck. And we lift up. And we put that leg down. And we lift up. And we put those legs down. So those diagonal muscles running from the opposite shoulder to the opposite hip are working quite hard to stabilise you. And come back again. Push back into downward dog. And then we come down on the floor. And we sit back, take that stretch. Lovely. Really well. We're going to turn now onto the side. So we're going to lay on the side here. And I really want to open out the front of the body, exactly as we did at the start. So we're going to lay on the floor here. I would like you to keep your head from laying on your shoulders. I want you to really lengthen out the whole of the torso. The arms are in front of you. If you want to put a cushion here because it's a little bit difficult for your neck, then that's fine as well. What I'd like you to do is allow the hips to move. So we're reaching forward and we're reaching backwards for the process of opposition. Reaching forward and then reaching backwards, and again reaching forward and then coming backwards. Now we're going to go behind. Take the hand up and roll back. Look at the hand and then come back around to the front. Sorry, the cat's in the way again. And again, reach up and around. Try and look at the hand. If you can't see the palm anymore, this is then simply a shoulder exercise, but I want it to open out the front of the body and come back round again. Let's do that one more time. Really opening out and taking those hands down. Take the hand up and reach it over. Open out through those armpit areas. This is where your pectorals are, pec minor and major. Come back in again. Do one more of those. Lift up. And then come back through to the centre. Okay, now stretch those legs out and stretch those arms out. What I'm going to ask you to do is lay on your side, the hips are stacked. We're going to roll back on the bottom buttock and you're going to bring yourself up. You're going to squeeze your abs and bring your knees up. And then we're going to come back down on the side and stretch out again. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring those knees up and back down. Now if you want to progress this a little bit more, we can straighten the legs out. Take a breath in, straighten the legs out, and then come back down. But if that's not for you, stay with bent knees. And again, roll back, exhale, and come back down again. And we've got about 2 more. Take a deep breath in, roll back on that bottom buttock, bring those legs up as high as you can, fold yourself up like a suitcase, and come back down and stretch out. Last time, take a deep breath in, the abdominals contract and bring you up as tall as we can, and then you come back down again. Lovely. Take a deep breath in, bend your knees in, and we're going to swing our legs around to the front. Now over the top of my cat, she always seems to be where I need to be. Okay, legs are in front. The arms are behind you. We're going to stretch those legs out first, and we're simply going to get pointing and flexing. So if you point, you know you're working your quadriceps. If you flex, you're working your hamstrings. The shoulders are back and down, so I'm going to turn a little bit to the side. And what I want you to do is point those toes and imagine that I've lit a Bunsen burner under your bottom. Pick that bottom up and then come back down. My mat moved there. Okay, it was a bit frightening. Inhale, and again, pick those hands up. Exhale, pick the body up, and then come back down again. Bring those toes forward so you get that stretch. Flex the feet forward, and we'll go again. Keep the chest open and lifted. If it's difficult for you to get into the rear deltoids at the back here, just lift your chest. Get used to stretching here and back down again. Get used to stretching here and back down again. So one alternative as well is that you can bend one knee. So I'm going to bend my left knee here. Take a deep breath in and you can push up this way. Try and keep that chest open and come down again. Let's push up again. So there's lots of alternatives. And come down again. And I'm going to do 2 on the other side. And then I'm going to progress with the 2 legs. Take a deep breath in. Push the buttocks up, opening out the front of the body and back. So behind me, my muscles are really contracting. In the front of me, I'm being stretched back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift up and come back down. We've got both legs out now, and if you can, I want you to lift your hips up. Exhale, pull the body up really tall and hold it there. You're opening out the front, and then we're going to come down. We take the hands up to the ceiling and we reach forward. So I'm reaching forward. I'm not trying to get my head on my knees. I'm trying to get my chest towards my knees as I come down, and I bring those hands up. Let's do that again. We'll come down. And we've got 1 more of these, please. I'm going to swap from leg to leg. Exhale. Come back down. Let's turn over onto the other side. So we're going to turn over onto this side. We're going to open out the front of the body, remember. So I want you to be as long as you can be from your head to your hip. Rip those hips away. The hands are in front of you here. If you need to, put a cushion or a ball or a towel or something underneath here. But if not, I want your head to be long, not dangling off like this. Take a deep breath in. We let the hands go forward first and then come back. We let the hands go forward and then they come back. We've got one more. The hands go forward and then they come back. Now we take the hands all the way up. We look at the palms and then we come back again to the front. So we're looking for that opening through the chest. Keep the head up. Try not to look at the screen too much. Follow your palm with your eye line. So if you cannot see your palm anymore, it's just become a shoulder exercise. Open out, and then come back again. Now can we take the hand over the top of the head, and what we're doing is opening out through the chest muscles, your pectoral, reaching right the way back, and then come through. We take the hands, we reach up as high as we can, reach behind you, and then come through again. Okay, now we're going to lengthen into that little bit of a oblique work here. We're going to stretch those arms out. We lengthen the legs out as much as we can. We roll back into that bottom hip, bottom buttock, and you bring your knees up. We take a deep breath in and we take the arms over the top as we stretch out and we're on the side. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze your abs, you're shutting yourself like a suitcase. Exhale, bring those knees up and let your body go back down again. Okay, we're going to do 4 more. This time, if you feel you can, we're going to straighten those legs. Bring those legs up as high as you feel you can and then back down again. Take a deep breath in again and drop those abs in. Bring your body up and hold. And then come back down again. Okay, we've got 2 more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring those legs up and back down. And we've got 1 more. Take a deep breath in. Drop the abdominals in. Bring your legs up. Okay. And we'll lower those legs down here. We're going to go back around to the front. And now we're going to work on the obliques a little bit more. I'm going to turn slightly to the side. So you're going to take your hands behind you if you feel comfortable, with the palms down and the fingers facing away. But if you need to, if you feel a bit pins and needly through your arms, just use whatever you can in this position. We're going to take the knees in towards us now and we're going to stretch those legs out. Okay, you're pulling onto your abdominals here. Take a deep breath in. Let's go clockwise. We go for 5. And up, and for 4, and up, and for 3. I've got a bit of a circle over the top of the cat here, and 2. Stay out of those arms, make it all about your stomach, and 1 more. Let's go in the opposite direction, and we go down for 5, and up, and we go down for 4. Big as circles as you can, and we go down for 3, and up. Bit of a challenge with the cat. 2 more. And 1 more. Ooh. Okay, bring those knees in. Bring yourself up. We're going to come into a seated position now. Just run over a towel. I'll come a little bit further here. So I'm going to bring it's my left, but I assume it's my right leg here, onto the floor. I want you to sit up tall. So it's very tempting to sit back like this. I want you to bring yourself up so you can feel your sit bones. We're going to take the hand behind us and then we're going to reach in front. We take the hand behind us and you may feel tight in your hip at this point here. That's fine as well. Reach behind you and then come forward. Now if you feel comfortable, you're going to drop the knee down, hand goes down, push the body right up so the buttocks are pushing the hips forward, and then swing through and come to the front. We do that again. You're going to find a dramatic change in the range of movement that you've got because the body likes to go in opposition. Take it up, and then we'll come back down and reach in front. Lovely. Stay here just for a second, relax your shoulders. So what we don't want is people being tight, we want people being relaxed and the movement comes from the hips. You walk your body up to here, and we're going to rock into this knee. Most people will have a tight hip and their knee will be up slightly. So we rock into that knee, and now we're opening out the front of the pelvis. So you can feel yourself pulling apart here as you try to get both buttocks on the floor. We come up into that knee again, and we'll come back down and we'll open out. So you can feel that front of the pelvis open out. And then we're coming back in now with the foot here. I want you to take hold of the foot. I have to go a little bit faster now. And we're just going to move that ankle forward and backwards. Just a couple of times, that's right. Okay, now take the foot down, move it from side to side, side to side. Lovely. Now we're going to twist the foot at mid-tarsal level. So that's where your instep is. Twist the foot. Lovely. And then finally pull those toes back, take those toes forward, pull those toes back, take those toes forward. We're going to take a breath in, we're going to take the leg across and back, across and back. Remember, if you've got replacement hips, you don't want to cross that midline. The way the body will cheat, it will try and get the edge of the foot on the floor. Try and make sure that the foot is flat. Now bring your body up as tall as you can, lift and open the chest. Hold that knee in close to you, take one hand in front. And we're going to do this in stages. We go 90 degrees and we come back because we want to encourage our range. We go a little further and we come back. Watch this foot, don't let it turn on the side. Let's do 2 more. Reach around, and you'll find that as you're easing the body into this, you're going to get a greater range of movement. And rotate and then come back. Lovely. Let's take a deep breath in and we change over to the other side. So each side may be different. The aim for you is that you want to get both sides the same. Both sides the same. So I've got one leg bent in, one leg straight out. From this position, I reach behind me and then I reach in front. I reach behind me, sorry Fluffy, and I reach front. Oh, she's right in the wrong place. Reach behind me and reach in front. And you may feel a bit restricted in your hip here. But now we're going to loosen that off by using the buttocks to stretch the front. So the knee goes down, the buttocks come up and they push through the front of the body. And then when you come down, you will feel so much more released through those hips. Come up again. And we come back down again, reach forward. Lovely. Have we got 2 more? Reach up and again, coming back down. It's going to be a rush to get everything in here on the time, but then mind. And reach up and come back round again. And you're trying to relax your shoulders. We don't want to be here. We want the movement to come from the hip as you go down. So you just hold on there. We walk the hands up. And again, this should feel a little bit looser now. So we're pressing that knee down. You may feel the buttock lift here. We want to get both buttocks on the floor. And you're kind of opening out the pelvis here. And then we come back up again. And again, you just feel that opening out of the pelvis. Okay, we're going to do 1 more. Bring those hips in and opening out through the pelvis. Lovely. Bring that foot in. We hold on to the foot. And again, I want you to move those ankles. Get those ankles moving a little bit more. And now we feel that the foot goes across and back. The foot goes across and back. We're getting that movement in, like a windlass effect, I guess. And now we take the instep and we rotate it. We rotate those insteps so that we're getting some movement into that ankle joint. This one's a bit clunky for me today. Okay. And then finally, we're going to do toes back, toes forward. So you may feel some cracking, but most of you know that's simply gas escaping from the joints anyway. Just pull the toes, so we're waking up the feet. And if you do this just before a run, you're going to feel a lot more freer when you run. We take the leg across the body and we come back again. Take the leg across the body and come back again. We're going to do that just 1 more time. We're going to leave the foot there now. It needs to be flat on the floor, but you do need to bring your body up. Otherwise, you're going to teach yourself to move in a poor pattern of movement. So bring the body up, foot stays flat. Hold that knee close to you, the hand comes up. Take a breath in, we rotate, and we come back just a little bit more each time. Then go a little bit further. We're going to take 4 times. We've got 2 more until we reach all the way back. We go a little bit further, keep those shoulders away from the ears, otherwise they will inhibit your rotational movement. Reach as far as you feel you can now, and then come back to the centre. Lovely. Take a deep breath in. We're going to swing those legs behind us, and we're just going to get some work in for the hamstrings, for the quadricep. I want you to lay on your front. Very hard to do everything in half an hour. Okay, so we're laying on the front, we're on our elbows, and I want you to be as long with your head. Stretch your head away from your hips. Your hips are on the floor, stretch the head away. Now stretch the feet away from your hips in the opposite direction, so you're really feeling some length in your body. Press into those elbows, and you're going to feel that the stomach lifts. So as you press down, you're going to feel that stomach lift, and we're going to work on stretching the quads but enhancing control of the hamstrings. So we point the toe, we relax it a bit, then you flex the foot and we come back down. We do the same the other side. We point the toe, we relax it, we flex it, and we come down. Now we're going to go a little faster. 1, 2, and down. And again, 1, 2, and down. So we're enhancing our control of the hamstrings by pointing and flexing the foot. At the same time, this is giving us an active stretch through the front of the thigh, the quadricep muscle. Okay, we've got just 2 more. And then we're going to get a little back stretch in, and we should just get that in time. Take a deep breath in. Let's lower the body down now. Okay, we're going to take the hands down by the sides of you, palm upwards. Again, find that length from your hip through to your feet, and from your hips right the way through to the top of the head. Inhale, lift your stomach up to support the spine, and raise the upper body and the hands up as high as we can. Stretch those arms up and lower down. And again, take a deep breath in. Exhale as we reach up, reach up, reach up, and then come back down. Okay, can we do one more, please? Take a deep breath in. Exhale as we reach up, lift that stomach up to support the spine. Can I ask you to pick your right leg up and now your left leg? And now can we flutter kick, keeping the upper body perfectly still, perfectly still, perfectly still. Lovely, we've got 4 more. 3 more, stretch those fingers right the way back. 2 more. Lovely, and 1 more. Take a deep breath in, lower down. Bring the hands underneath your arms bits. I want you to lift the stomach into the spine and push your body away from the floor. Exhale, push your body straight back and sit back now on those haunches, hands in front of you. So we're looking for that stretch. Your fixed position is getting the bottom onto the heels, and your movable position is getting the hands as far forward as you can, if you didn't have a cat in the way. Exhale and just stretch. Now I'm all about retesting. I always like to test and prove. So we come back onto all 4s again. We arch the spine. See how that feels now. Dig your toes into the floor. Lift that chest. Head comes up. Tuck the toes under. We do that again. We see how that feels now. And dig the toes in. Come up. Okay, we stretch through those calf muscles. So we take that right leg behind us. I'll go a little bit more forward. And we push the heel over the toes. We come forward. Heel goes over the toes. Does that feel a little bit less tight now? Come back down. Let's change over to the other side. Toes go back. We push into that heel. We reach forward. We push back into the heel again. And then we come forward. And the other 2 things that we did were a rotational movement, so hand to the head. Take a breath in, push into the hand that's on the floor as you reach up and come down. Does that feel a little bit more mobile now as we open out? And then come back down, and let's try the other side. So we're not aiming to be the same as everybody else. Exhale, but we want to be the same both sides. Reach up and then come back down again. And we've got 1 more. Reach up. And back down again. You're pushing into the hand that's on the floor. And the final ones that we did were digging the toes into the floor. Lift those hips up, and you're aiming to get those heels down, head between the arms if you can. Come back up on the toes, back again into those heels. Back up on the toes. And then back into the heels. We've got the bend through the knees halfway. And push back into the heels, head between the arms. Push your body away from the floor, away from the floor. Okay, now bend your knees as we walk. I'll try not to step on the cat. Bend your knees as you walk all the way with your body all the way back up. Take a deep breath in, reach up to the ceiling. And as you bring those hands palm downwards, I want you to grow taller like a corkscrew, really lengthening, feeling those shoulder blades sliding down. Take those shoulders up to the ears and let it simply drop. Well done. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for those who had a little bit of a look in there. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.